what's up YouTube? Chief here. And in this video I wanted to try something a little different. I've only posted 2 videos, so how different could it really be? But first off, I had a buddy of mine I told about the YouTube channel, and he said that I might want to turn my video to landscape, that might make it better. So I'm going to try that, and I can tell immediately that you can really see how small my apartment is. But you know what? It's 2 bedroom for a good price. And I also put on um, not Twitter, but a different social media account about what I'm doing, and I just asked for questions from pretty much random folks. So I wrote a few choice ones down, uh, and that's about it. So it may not be too exciting, may not be at all, but you know what? I just need to get videos out, just to see what works, what doesn't work. All right, so first one is, do I go down or pull a Cali? How can I answer this politely? Let's just say that I reciprocate what's given to me. Let's leave it at that. I mean, you gotta be polite. It's just a gentleman thing to do. And I don't have Cali kind of money, so I can't say that and still get ass. Who's your favorite YouTuber? Oh Lord, that's a difficult one. Okay, let me say this. I have multiple subscriptions on my YouTube account, and I like to follow them all. And I don't really have one specific YouTuber that I favor more than most. But I guess for the longest time I was not obsessed. I mean, but I would have to say that would have to be Minilad. It was really him that got me wanting to start a YouTube account, or YouTube channel. I mean, and I've watched him for years. I mean, years I've watched this guy, and I love all his content, love his videos. I've seen all the, stuff that's happened in his life, and I sympathize with, what's been going on and what has happened. So he's what initially got me wanting to start in YouTube. And then I'd have to say, I know it would have to be Liza Koshy would have to be another one. I mean, and by the way, I'm not sponsoring any of these YouTubers. I'm not paid to tell anybody this. I'm just being honest. Liza Koshy, definitely, she's hilarious. I love her. She's from, Texas. I'm from Texas. Uh, and I remember her from Vine. And I never even knew that Viners even came onto YouTube until I found her on YouTube. And I just think she has a wonderful approach to her YouTube channel. It's unique. I love it. It's not something I normally see from a YouTuber. It's more something you see from a Viner. But it works. It's a formula that she has gotten down to a T, obviously, and it works. And I'm very supportive of her, and I'm, love her videos. Do you plan on making a career out of this? In a family where you work your, hands to the bone, break your back every day, bring home good money, and bring home the bread and the bacon. That's what I was raised to believe I had to do to be a successful human being as well as a man. So a career out of this, I doubt it. Honestly, in all reality, I really doubt that. But if I could be an optimist, yeah, I'd love for a career to jump out of this, or at least at least like 5 minutes of fame. That's it. 5 minutes of fame. If I could have my 5 minutes of fame, I'd be so happy. That's all. Favorite game? Yeah. Um, as of right now, the most recent game I'm playing is the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy series. Um, I never really played it when it was out on its original format and console, because I mean I was a little too young, and that we didn't really have it. But don't really have it. I guess just a basic shoot 'em up game. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Medal of Honor. Just games like that. I prefer military war games, preferably. Let's see. Are you married? Yes, I am. Happily so. Uh, where are you from? Pretty sure anybody with a basic human anatomy education could answer that question. No, I'm joking. I was born in a town called Tyler, Texas. It is in the county of Smith in the region of East Texas. Uh, Pool one skeleton out the closet. Ooh. Let's see. Pull a skeleton out the closet. I don't know. I'm pretty much out there on my sleeves. I don't really like to hold anything in. Don't really like to keep secrets from really anybody. Uh, but if I had to give one, um, honestly, I really don't know. I mean, I really don't hide anything from really anybody. Especially my wife. I mean, I don't really talk to my family. I mean, I talk to my family. Don't get me wrong. It's just I don't really tell them those kind of things, but mostly because they don't really ask or even care to really. I wouldn't imagine they care to know. So, um, yeah, I really ain't got any skeletons to be pulling out of my closet. Uh, do you have any kids? If so, how many? Yes, I do. I have two beautiful baby girls, and I will put a link to my Instagram in this video if I can. I'm gonna try. I'm still, like I said, figuring out all this works. I have two beautiful girls. I have a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, and my wife is currently pregnant with our third one, third and last. We're hoping for a boy. uh, ooh. Does your family approve of your thoughts on religion? Uh, Probably not. Probably not. If my grandmother, both of all three, well, okay, maybe two of my grandmothers. One's pretty understanding and open thinker. I'd like to believe. But for sure, two of my grandmothers, if they actually knew what YouTube was and how to work it, they'd probably give me a call and give me a few choice words. They're extremely deep religion or religious. Um, Most of my family is on both sides. You know, um, and I've only really told really one other person in my family about how I feel and articulate. When I was trying to articulate my thoughts on how I felt about it, because it's I started feeling the way I do about that about 4 or 5 years ago. Um, no, I lied. I started feeling about that when I was 9. When I was 9, that's when I started having doubts about that particular type of religion. You know, um, and that was because my grandfather had passed away from, well, it was lung cancer. They thought they got rid of it. Found out that it had moved to his brain and metastasized, and he fought it once. He fought it good, but just he was a strong man, but cancer's evil. good don't always win against evil. No. So when he passed away, even at 9, it's weird how that can really affect a kid, you know. Anyway, so yeah, and then I didn't really start exploring the idea of how I feel now 4 or 5 years ago. And it's only recently that I really started defining how I feel and think to where it can be understood by people, you know. So yeah, they probably would not agree. Do I vape? Yeah. But let me just talk about this for a second. I remember when these, not this, but I remember when vaping first came out. I remember the first vapes that came out. And you could just buy them at any gas station, cheap little disposable ones you use, juice, and you throw it away. Or, you take the tank off and you throw that away. Um, it's just pins, just pins. Um, and that came out initially with no control over the nicotine, no control over cloud cover. People weren't using them to look cool. People were using them uh, specifically to help kick their nicotine habit. That's what vaping started off as, and I believe it's just been misused and misrepresented through these people who vape to vape. And I only use this because I have quit smoking. I used to be a dipper. I'm not gonna lie, I do miss, out of those two things, I miss dipping the most. I miss the romance of it, and I know that's kind of weird to say, but let me explain. I live in the South. I live in Texas, and dipping is a culture. Dipping has its own culture. Um, 3 of my brothers do it. My uncle, both my cousins, pretty much everyone I know. And I just grew up with it, so of course I was going to start dipping. You know, and I got into it for a very long time, and it got to where it wasn't doing anything for me. It got to where it was doing more damage than good. And it just wasn't kicking it anymore. So obviously cigarettes, and then cigarettes are healthy. You know, uh, and I had breathing problems for a long time because of it. Um, and it's nothing that's irreversible. I mean, of course, if you do it for a long time, it's irreversible. But I'm still only 23, and I haven't been smoking for a relatively long time. I guess since I was 14 years old, 13 or 14. So about 10, so a little under 10 years, maybe 9 years. Um, but that was, up until I was 18, it was not regular because obviously you can't. But, and that's why I do it. And even now, I've kicked the nicotine level down to 3, almost 0. And as soon as I don't need this dependency anymore, I'll stop vaping. You know, and I think a lot of people just look at vaping as a nuisance, obnoxious, and just not necessary. But that's only because it's been abused, and people just don't respect what it was meant for, or believe what it was meant for. And what it was meant for was to help people make, better choices for their lives, so that they can live longer. You know, and that is all the questions for now. I will be uploading another video probably here in the next couple days. I have some subjects I want to talk about, so I hope you, if anyone does really watch this, apparently I have at least two people that have seen the videos. Um, so if anyone really does watch this and anyone really is interested in any of this, hopefully stay tuned. Give me a few days, and I will have another interesting topic that I feel needs to be discussed. Chief out.